You cannot make this up. These people are absolutely deranged. Watch what these people are putting Donald Trump through once again. You guys really have to see this to believe it.
In the United States to face potentially 4 years in prison for the bookkeeping records charges in New York City. Charges that were, and I'm saying this politely, total and complete bullshit from the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news as of this very moment. Trump to be sentenced in bookkeeping records, hush money case. January 10th, days before inauguration. Judge Juan Merchan said sentencing for January 10th after Trump's conviction of 34 felony counts in Manhattan hush money case. They literally copy and pasted all 34 felony counts. Now, why are they doing this? They're doing this for a very specific reason. Talked to a lawyer right before recording this. Here's what happens. You're not a felon unless you get charged and then sentenced. A judge must sentence you. Just because a jury finds you one way or another, plenty of judges actually, on summary judgment, reject jury findings. They can do that. In the American legal and judicial system, each state has their own rules. But this is massive because what they're going to try and do is say that Trump's a felon. They actually can't say Trump's a felon until the judge sentences him. So Trump is currently not a felon. So this is what they're going to try. This is what they're going to try and do before this becomes a total zombie case, and before a bunch of people get fired and investigated, and all these people go to jail. They have to try and make the felon thing stick. And so that's what they're going to try and do. Or they're going to try and put Trump in jail for 4 years. They could potentially put Trump in jail for 4 years. Now, of course, that would tear at the absolute fabric of our Constitution, and would need to be overturned at the Supreme Court, which would make a very arduous process because it's a long time from a state court to the U.S. Supreme Court. But nonetheless, here we go. Ordered the defendant appear sentencing following conviction January 10th, 2025 at 9:30 in the morning at the courthouse located in New York County. So this is Juan Merchan ordering the duly elected president of the United States, who won in a historic landslide, won all 7 swing states, won the popular vote, to come into his dingy, absolute garbage pit, rat-infested courthouse, and to face sentencing, potentially face 4 years in prison. Dude, if he sentences Trump to prison time, again, you are going to face a existential crisis, the likes of which you've never seen before in the country. Judge Merchan has ordered President Trump to appear sentencing for the hush money case 10 days before he's sworn in as the 47th president of the United States in order to allow President Trump to appear virtually. The order allows President Trump to appear virtually, a signal that any possible sentencing will not physically interfere with President Trump performing his presidential duties. But you never know. We all thought that all these cases would fall apart, right? None of these cases would be successful. And it turns out that we were right on virtually all of them, with the exception of this one. This was the one they were able to get over the line. Again, it's a bookkeeping record that is copy and pasted 34 different times. That is a misdemeanor that was bootstrapped into a felony with a novel legal theory with the help of Joe Biden's Justice Department. Somebody named Matthew Colangelo, who left to go into this department and to work, take a massive demotion to go move into this Alvin Bragg's department to go and run this case.
If someone were to say to you when Donald Trump left office in January of 2021 that Joe Biden's third in command at the DOJ would be personally prosecuting Donald Trump, everybody would think that you're crazy. Because not even Joe Biden, not even the Democrats would stretch the law that much. But you know what? It seems that we were mistaken. It seems there are no bounds to what the Democrats will do to go after Donald Trump. Trump derangement syndrome is real. My only question is, how is this possible? How are more people not outraged at the fact that they are prosecuting their political opponents? This is clear as day. What did Donald Trump actually do wrong? If you ask any Democrat, they're going to say, oh, he's a rapist, he's this, he's that. Show me the facts. Show me the facts of what Donald Trump did. I'm telling you right now, Joe Biden and every corrupt member of the DOJ or whoever's involved with this case needs to be held accountable. They need to be fired and potentially prosecuted, because what they did to this man, the hell that they put him and his family through, this should not go unpunished. Not in the United States of America.
Against Trump, and they actually are going to try and get this thing over the line and sentence Trump. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg has argued for suspending the sentencing, keeping the ruling pending during Trump's presidency. Total clown show. Judge Juan Merchan orders Trump to be sentenced in the money case. Court finds that neither the vacator or the jury's verdicts nor dismissal of the indictment is required by presidential immunity doctrine, the Presidential Transition Act, or Supremacy Clause. I mean, how insane is this that you're going to take... At this point, you have to just simply assume that they want America to fail. Let's say they don't sentence him to prison, right? Trump could face 4 years in prison for this. And if Trump didn't win the election in 2024, he was going to go to jail, and he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail. Those were the stakes for President Trump. Imagine living with those stakes. I mean, it's incredible what this man has been through. What they're doing right here is they are literally stealing time from a presidential transition, which is arguably the most important in our lifetime, with so many ongoing threats to the United States, to this country, and to the world at large. And they're going to steal his time, even if it is done virtually, to be a time vampire, to take away from his capacity to run a presidential transition. That's what they're doing. This is what's happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York judge says that Donald Trump may not face prison time in the hush money case. Okay, let's read. While the court, as a matter of law, does not make any determination to sentencing prior giving the parties of the defendant an opportunity to be heard, it seems proper at this juncture to make known that the court's indication not impose any sentence of incarceration, a sentence authorized by the conviction, but one the people concede they no longer view as a practical recommendation. Really? Oh, okay. So this is him saying he was planning on sending Trump to prison. Look at this. A sentence authorized by the conviction, meaning this is what I was going to do. I was going to put Trump in prison. Underlying concerns of presidential immunity doctrine and the sentence of unconditional discharge appears to be the most viable solution to ensure, finally, to allow the defendant to pursue appellate options. Man, I can't wait for these things to be thrown into the incinerator where they belong. Defendant's concerns regarding mental and physical demands during the transition period, as well as the considerations set forth, the court will permit the defendant to exercise his right to appear virtually in the proceeding if he chooses. So there you go. Juan Merchan, written decision, President Trump will face neither jail time nor penalties of the New York sentencing. Well, that is proper, but once again, they're going to try and put the man into the box that is, they can say he's a felon. This is what this is about. I mean, if they dared, sentence him to prison, he's all but saying that's what I wanted to do. The entire thing is outrageous. The entire thing has always been an outrage. Every other case has now fallen completely to pieces. Atomized. Boom, gone. This one remains as the single zombie case. It's so cringe. It's so tearing at the fabric of the nation. It's wanton destruction.
To go from, a win for the president-elect with the speakership and now sentencing before inauguration?
Yeah, this is crazy. I will say the fact that you just hit it, I've got the order in front of me right now, to allow him to appear virtually suggests to me that there is not going to be a substantial punishment coming from Judge Merchan. Now, I could be wrong, but if you're virtually sentencing someone, you're not taking them into custody or trying to do something in a significant way there. So that's my biggest takeaway reading the order.
All right, Clay Travis.
He mentions that if Donald Trump did not win this election, he would never see the light of day again. He would be locked in a prison. I 100% agree with that. But the thing is, it would not only be Donald Trump. It would be anybody who affiliated themselves with Donald Trump or supported him in their campaign. You think Elon Musk would be safe? You think Tulsi Gabbard? You think Tucker Carlson? These type of people would be safe and they would not be unjustly prosecuted? I mean, just look at all the lawsuits that have been thrown against Elon in the last 6 months. The DOJ, the IRS, all of these companies have been hounding this man. Does anybody else remember when Joe Biden hosted all the electric car manufacturers in the White House and he didn't invite Elon Musk? The guy behind Tesla, the guy pioneering the electric car industry in America, and he was not invited to the White House? Do you don't think that had any political motivations behind it? Like it or not, the White House right now is corrupted. They no longer want the best for America and Americans. They only want an echo chamber of people who agree with their thoughts. And if you have any dissenting opinions, they will go after you. I firmly believe that if Trump did not win this election, any prominent voices online who supported Donald Trump, I believe that their life would have been harder than if they had not said anything. It's absolutely crazy. This is a clown world that we're living in. We need to uphold the rule of law evenly and equally across all Americans. No one person should be treated differently just because they have different ideologies. I don't care if you are the president or number one on the FBI's most wanted list. Everyone should be treated equally under the law. That's the way the Founding Fathers intended. And what has been happening these past 4 years is a travesty to this country. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. Do you think that they're going to file charges against Donald Trump? Do you think anything will stick on January 10th? Let me know. I'd love to know your opinions on that. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.